The load-bearing jack under the little white river trestle wasn't supposed to be there. It was a 40-ton hydraulic cylinder, painted industrial yellow, sitting on a freshly poured concrete footing that wasn't on any Ministry of Transportation ledger. I was doing the autumn structural audit on secondary highway crossings 40 kilometers north of Iron Bridge, Ontario. The trestle had been downgraded to a 5-ton limit due to dry rot in the cedar bents. Yet here was a commercial hydraulic support, completely active, holding 4,000 pounds of upward pressure against the main deck stringers. The grease on the piston was clear and clean, serviced within the last 48 hours. My job with the MTO was mostly paperwork and rust checks. Every October before freeze-up, district inspectors cover unpaved logging corridors off Highway 17 to mark culverts for snowplows and update bridge ratings. I had my clipboards, digital calipers, and standard issue Ford F-250. The little white river crossing was a 40-foot timber deck built in 1974, serving 3 inactive crown timber blocks and a seasonal trapping cabin. According to provincial records, no maintenance contract had been awarded here since 2018. When I wiped the grime off the jack's aluminum serial plate, I found a yellow tag from the ministry's regional depot in Sudbury, a facility decommissioned 6 years ago after a fire. The serial number didn't exist in our current equipment tracking database. I climbed out from under the abutment and stepped onto the gravel approach to check my phone. There was 0 coverage, normal for that pocket of Algoma District. What wasn't normal were the tire tracks on the deck. The bridge was posted for 5 tons max, but deep, double-dually impressions were pressed into the damp asphalt, spaced far wider than any pickup. Someone was running heavy commercial loads across a compromised bridge at night. To do that without collapsing the deck into the river below, they had installed their own structural reinforcement. They were building an unmonitored heavy haul bypass around the automated weigh scale station 20 miles south on the Trans-Canada. I went back to my truck, turned on the cab light, and opened the logbook to record the modification. It was 5:15 p.m. The sun had dropped behind the Spruce Ridge, and the air was dropping fast toward freezing. While typing the initial incident report into my terminal, I heard diesel engines down the unlit access road behind me. 2 sets of headlights appeared over the rise, moving slow without high beams. I tapped my brakes to signal my presence. A dark gray Peterbilt semi, pulling a covered aggregate trailer, pulled onto the northern approach, stopping 10 feet from my front bumper. A black quad cab pickup pulled up directly behind my tailgate, pinning my F-250 on the single-lane embankment. The driver of the pickup got out. He wore a standard reflective safety vest, a hard hat, and a heavy canvas jacket. Nothing looked unusual until he walked up to my driver's window. He wasn't carrying a flashlight. He carried an official MTO bridge inspection binder, the blue vinyl 3-ring binder district supervisors use. He knocked on the glass. I rolled the window down 2 inches. He didn't ask who I was. He reached into his jacket, pulled out a laminated security badge and pressed it against the glass. The badge bore my district office header, but the photo was a generic stock image of a stranger, and the name printed below it was my own full legal name. He opened the blue binder to a clearance log and showed me 3 previous signatures from the past 3 weeks, all signed in my exact handwriting. He told me to sign the bottom line so they could clear the load. I took the pen, put a scribble on the line, and handed the binder back. He stepped back toward his pickup without another word. The moment his cab door shut, I dropped my truck into low gear, cut the wheels hard left, and drove straight down the steep drainage embankment into the brush. The F-250 slammed through alder saplings, scraped the culvert, and bounced onto the lower access trail along the river. I didn't stop until I hit the paved highway 6 miles out. I drove straight to the OPP detachment in Blind River and filed a report. 2 officers went back up 3 hours later with a regional supervisor. By the time they arrived, the hydraulic jack was gone. The concrete footing had been chipped away to bare gravel, and the tire tracks were swept smooth. The ministry barricaded the route permanently the following week. The blue binder was never recovered. But last month, during my routine tax filing, my accountant called about an extra income stream. According to Canada Revenue Agency records, an active provincial payroll account under my name has been receiving bi-weekly direct deposits from a registered private logistics firm out of a PO box in Thunder Bay for the past 3 years.